Missoula.
AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
On translator K250 2FB.
Newstalk KGVO.
KGVO Missoula, KLYQ Hamilton. Live from our studios, this is Sports Talk Tonight with Scott Guernsey, Riley Corcoran, and Denny Bedard. Call 721-1290.
Good evening, beautiful Missoula, Montana, on a gorgeous October evening. Denny, Sports Talk Tonight, and it is spectacular in this city.
Yeah, and by the end of the week, I have a 70-degree rule on Hawaiian shirts. I'm also having microphone problems here. Let me see if I can get that fixed. There we go. 70-degree rule. They don't look right. It's kind of like wearing white after Labor Day. They don't look right after when it's below 70 for the high. I might be able to wear one over the weekend.
Well, and white pants and a Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And there you go.
Yeah, good call.
There you go.
Good call. Black socks, brown sandals. I'm in.
Sports Talk Tonight, live from the KGVO studios. Remember, we are streaming worldwide on Newstalk.KGVO.com and KLYQ.com. This is Sports Talk Tonight. I just said that. It's on 1290 and the M dial. It's 98.3 FM and 1240 AM down in Hamilton on KLYQ.
You got it all.
Follow us on Twitter at Sports Talk Back. Podcast online at Newstalk.KGVO.com. Our phone number, 406-721-1290. Our co-host, Mr. I don't even think we can call him a co-host yet because he hasn't been here. He doesn't have enough skin in the game quite yet.
No, he doesn't.
The fair weather fan he is of the Dodgers. He likes the team 1 year and he figures he needs to go down there and watch a game.
I got the text yesterday, hey, I'll be in a little place, a little slice of heaven called Dodger Stadium. I can't make Sports Talk Tonight. And I'm thinking, okay, A, you chose that over Sports Talk Tonight.
Hurtful.
A little bitter there. And then I thought, well, so I texted him. I said, well, can you call? You want to call right at 6 o'clock? And when you get no reply, you think, well, that's probably a no. Oh, I don't want to mess with this.
Denny, I'll tell you what it is. See, I can have a couple of beers and call in the show and talk, which I've done from Vegas before. Riley, apparently not. So whatever. Maybe he's seen what I've done and he doesn't want to follow my footsteps.
So he's cheering on his beloved Dodgers, who are down 2-1, I believe, in the NLCS.
I could give two rat turds about the Dodgers. We have Shannon Kate Schwain here with us today.
Well, after Riley stood us up, I thought, do people really want to hear you and I cry for an hour again about our Montana Grizzly football team? And we'll still get there because you can't stay for the whole show, but at least she doesn't have to be subjected to it. And since she's got another engagement, we can get her on early and then she can be out of here and not be rolled in our eyes and go, you guys, come on.
You just knew this was probably the only thing that was going to even make me want to do the show when Riley's not here, and that's Shannon. Hi, Shannon.
How you doing there, Gurns?
We are so happy to have you back in. It's been a little while.
Thanks, Denny. Thank you. Yeah, good to be back.
Yeah. How's I was going to say how's the off season going, but practice is already underway, is it not?
Yeah. It sure is. Not much of an off season anymore. We had.
Excuse me. By the way, head coach of the Lady Grizz basketball team,
entering her third year,
Shannon Schwein. Sorry, in case all of our fans are stupid, but listening to me, they get that way. Sorry, I didn't.
That's all right. I just had quite a few of them sticking around this summer for summer school. Something you had to do a lot of when you were playing, stay eligible. And so there was probably 10 of us.
I like the way
around.
She looked at you.
And we had the opportunity to be with them 4 hours a week on the court and then 4 hours in the weight room. So they were around all summer and awfully busy. Probably saw way too much of us than they ever wanted to. And then now when school starts on day one, we can start practice. So it's been on for quite a while now.
I saw the ladies walk across the field a couple weeks ago for the football game, and Miss Stiles, I didn't see her limping at all.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
How's not that you can really talk about it too much, but how is she doing in her road to recovery?
She's making good progress. Obviously ACLs, you want to take your time coming back off those, and they can be a little bit tricky, and really what is the right time. Some doctors will tell you one thing, other doctors tell you another, and she hasn't been cleared yet to go full contact or anything, but she's really working hard every day to get there. And, we're hopeful she'll be able to go this season, but it's going to be one of those things that's going to kind of come down to crunch time mid-November. But thankfully for us, our season schedule kind of helps us with that. We don't have a ton of games in November, so we've got a little time to play with that. If she were to come back and not be ready till December, she basically would miss 3 or 4 games is all. So
it was odd. I was, I was putting it together for programming purposes today. I guess today's the first day I kind of looked it over, and your first game is 2 weeks away. I'm sure that's hard to believe, but
it is
against Carroll. But then the 7th at Gonzaga, and then there's a pretty good gap in there. So to your point, yeah, there's not. It's not a hectic early November, which you probably kind of like.
Yeah, like I said, with the circumstances and with our young kids, we've got 5 young kids out there in practice right now. So having that extra time will be kind of nice, and then our December will be awfully busy.
So give us the inside scoop. What's the team looking like? Because you've been young for a while, and it sounds like it continues to be that way. Who's coming back? What's going on?
Well, Jace Henderson is our lone senior and had a great season last year. I truly feel she was one of the best post players in the league. It's awfully hard now with the way they pick those awards with 12 teams, now 11 in the Big Sky. To get 1 or 2 kids on that team is really difficult, first team or even second team. I felt like Jace deserved to be on it. So she's our lone senior and a big powerhouse, double queen last year. Mackenzie Johnston back at the point guard, Taylor Goligoski back at the 2, Maddie Schoening at the 3, Sophia Stiles ended up starting for us at the 2 last year, and we kind of started a 4-guard lineup, as did many people in the conference start doing. So basically all our starters back, so that's exciting. And then our sophomore class is Sophia and Gabby Harrington, who Gabby had a kind of an electric freshman year and then ended up redshirting last year due to our depth at the guard, and then some freshman Abby Anderson from Oregon who redshirted. And then all of our new kids, we've got Kylie Froelich and Jordan Schwain from Missoula Sentinel. And then Carmen G. Feller, Brandon G. Feller's little sister from Colfax, and Katie Mayhew from Oregon. And Katie was the one who had verbally committed to Oregon State and then ended up coming. And so, and then we've got J.R. Camel and Malia Kipp's daughter, Lee Camel, walking on for us this year. So that's been great having Lee on the team. And and then, of course, our transfer, Sam Fatkin from Arizona, who she's a redshirt who's going to make us better. I mean, she's just competitive every day and getting after it. She has to
sit out this year?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, sitting out, burning all our Arizona gear and trading it in for some Lady Grizz gear. But she's just 5'11" guard and love her length, and she's been doing lots of good things and competing every day.
Were you kind of surprised? Not to say that you got lucky and they landed in your lap. It wasn't like that. But you've got a kid recruited by Oregon, and all of a sudden she's on the Lady Grizz team, and you've got a kid that played a year at Arizona, and all of a sudden she's on the Lady Grizz team.
Yeah,
kind of fell out of the. Not that you didn't deserve it, after all the injuries and everything you dealt with, but it was kind of odd the way that happened with the two of them. One, not, as you mentioned, not eligible to play this year, but still.
Right. Well, we recruited both of them initially. Sam Fatkin was the same class as Sophia, and we were looking at her. We really felt like we were going to get her, and at the last minute, she kind of had some outside influence that talked her into going to Arizona. She said deep down she knew this was more of a fit for her. And we were lucky that she made up her mind after 1 year to, get out of there and find something that was a little better fit for her. And then Katie Mayhew, same thing. She played on a club team with both Jordan Schwain and Kylie Froelich. So she had some previous ties to the Montana connection and Lady Grizz basketball and stuff. So we were thankful that those ties stayed strong. And it's kind of just one of those examples in recruiting why you don't burn bridges when you get done.
I was just going to say that, because you never know.
And nowadays with the transferring, they're just making it easier and easier for all these kids to transfer. And so I think it's more important than ever to just continue to have a good relationship when a kid tells you they're going somewhere else, because they might be back.
As far as the game itself, anything new in terms of rule changes or anything out of the ordinary this year that fans have not seen before?
No, there isn't.
Good.
Yeah. I know it's kind of hard to keep track of.
Man.
Yeah. Nope. So hopefully just still getting used to the 4 quarters. A lot of people, there's still a lot of people that come and go, what?
Yeah.
4 quarters. It'll be interesting to see if the men go to that. I think they're pretty much the only basketball that doesn't play 4 quarters anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
But no new rule changes. So
That's good.
yeah.
Wow. So talking to Shannon Schwain, head coach of the Lady Grizz of Montana. Coming into your 3rd year, Shannon, does it feel different? Does it feel, I don't know, are you more prepared, more knowledgeable? What's it feel like coming into your 3rd year?
Well, I think every year is definitely a learning experience. Having to go through some of the things we have with, losing Kaylee and Alicia and things like that. It's I almost didn't have practice on October 11th or October 10th this year. That was the back-to-back days for Kaylee Valley. I thought about canceling practice, but it just made us tougher, made us stronger, cohesive together. The ones that have been through all this, that junior class has been through a lot together. So I think that, as a staff, we had ups and downs, and, last year was promising to win twice as many games as we did the year before. And we were in a lot of games that we didn't quite pull out. And then, losing Sophia mid-season certainly changed to our entire outlook. But I think we've had to deal with a lot. So if we could ever have one of these seasons where we're not having to deal with quite so much adversity, it would be exciting to kind of have a game plan and be able to really stay with that instead of really having to kind of re-identify yourself 2 and 3 times throughout the season.
Well, it was interesting too, because, and I went to more games last year than I've been to in a long time, and watching Sophia Stiles play and knowing that she was one of the top 5 kids on your team. But I thought you did a really nice job of working her in, kind of making her earn it and gather the respect of her teammates. And then right when you kind of just not change everything, but kind of insert her in the lineup, then she's gone. And that's got to be just kind of a kick to the gut.
Yeah, it was. She was just really getting comfortable, and what we really missed was her defense. We just have so many great guards in the league, and she was a kid that we could kind of put on somebody and know that they were going to have a tough time scoring, and it was just difficult after that for us to hold down some of the league's top guards after that, and so we certainly missed her defense, and she won Freshman of the Year, or she won our best defensive award as a freshman, which is very uncommon. So hopefully that's something that, we can get her back. And she's fluttering around a little bit like she does right now in practice and looking like her old self a little bit. So it would be nice to have her defense.
Oh, so that's when the coach has to kind of go, hey, slow down over there, right?
I know, it's a little scary.
Especially on October 10th or 11th. Or
yeah, that's right.
We should take 1 second to say congratulations to one of your players, Alicia Sims Harris. You coached another coach.
She's taken the job down in Stevie, and her and her husband, Bo Harris, that played for the Grizz, they're down there, built a home, and she's, stepping right into it. So we're wishing her all the best. And
Tori Hill takes the head job this year at Frenchtown.
Yep.
Yeah, very good.
So it's exciting to see some of those ladies giving back to the game and getting involved in, basketball around here in Western Montana.
I really, really enjoy all of the sports information director Joel Carlson's articles. Oh. So my favorite author is Joel Carlson.
How about the Shannon Green one? Did you get a chance to read that?
Yeah, that was a hard read because it was so emotional, but but really well done. And I always enjoy the player profile ones. And you already mentioned her name, but a player who did redshirt that kind of had her ups and downs and looked a little confused out there at times, coming in as a redshirt sophomore. He had a lot of good things to say about Gabby Harrington. Yeah,
Gabby's got a beautiful stroke, and she's really worked hard in the weight room. She's just been, her elevation on her dribble jumper has just been incredible right now, and she's scoring in the post more and just playing with more confidence. She still has obviously some room to grow, defensively and picking up some concepts and things like that. Sure. But boy, she, when she gets going, with that shot and gets hot, it's a thing of beauty. Looks a little bit like Scott's jumper outside of Miller Hall back in 1989.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
But you said she left the ground though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
She got.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Elevation.
across this table, did he?
No, she's
Elevation.
Hey, where is she from, Shannon?
She's from Boise.
Is she?
Boise girl. Yeah, which will be a lot of fun. We're going back there for the tournament this year.
Right.
So
cool. That's
she's
right.
a Catholic school girl, Bishop Kelly girl. So hopefully we'll have lots
nice.
of people from there out to follow the team and watch her play.
Cool. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick break. But before we do, I think Denny wants to make somebody very happy today.
Well, we probably should with a little trivia, 721-1290, if you know the answer to our trivia this time around. If you do, you get a $10 gift certificate from Fuddruckers, world's greatest hamburgers. Whatever you order off the menu, you get to top it yourself at Fuddruckers. So $10 gift card for that. And a gift card for the Works Car Wash at Happy Days Car Wash. You want the best car wash in town, you go to Happy Days. They are located on Brook Street between Fairbridge Inn and Pizza Hut. So we got those two prizes for you at 721-1290. Very nice of Shannon to join us tonight. About to enter her third year as the head coach. Of course, as a player, Shannon established many Lady Grizz records that still stand, including most points in a single game, 41. Also has the second most points in a game with 39, and third and fourth most with 38. And fifth with 36, but at least she has to share that one. Has to share 36 with two other players. Of these three, Lady Grizz, which player's single game career high is not 36? Would that be A, Sonia Rogers, B, Ann Lake, or C, Lauren Cooper? Of those three, Lady Grizz, which player's single game career high is not 36? Is it A, Sonia Rogers, B, Ann Lake, or C, Lauren Cooper? 721-1290. I demand a winner now, Gurns.
Give us a call. We'll have more with Shannon Schwain when we come back. Sports Talk Tonight.
Why drive all over town shopping for a fridge? Fred's has the best selection of refrigerators anywhere in stock and ready for pickup or delivery.
Fred's has truckloads of French door refrigerators. See all the top brands at Fred's Appliance.
The latest Whirlpool and KitchenAid refrigerators are on sale at Fred's Appliance.
Don't wait weeks for your refrigerator. When we advertise it, we've got it.
With features like LED lighting, filtered ice and water, and adjustable shelves, new French door refrigerators have features you'll enjoy every day.
Both Whirlpool and KitchenAid French door refrigerators are loaded with features.
Got questions about what's the best refrigerator for you? Fred's has answers. After all, we've been helping customers since 1962.
Pay no interest when paid in full in 12 months at Fred's Appliance.
Whirlpool and KitchenAid French door refrigerators are on sale at Fred's.
See the selection of French door refrigerators that you can only find at Fred's.
Fred's Appliance, 93 South, 5 minutes south of Brooks and Reserve. Stop by Fred's Appliance. We have French door refrigerators ready for pickup or delivery.
Jerry Wessel's Tire Center in Hamilton is excited to announce their new line of Mazama tires. Mazama is Les Schwab's very own brand, offering the best weather traction in the industry and economically priced. Ask them about their all-new Mazama Open Range AT all-season tires for your truck and SUV, or the new Mazama Reputation tires for your passenger and crossover vehicles. And it's also the Fall Tire Sale going on now at Jerry Wessel's Tire Center in Hamilton. The largest sale of the year, the Fall Tire Sale, Jerry Wessel's Tire Center, providing you the best tire value promise.
Hi, this is Susie, and I'm the director at the Peak Health and Wellness.
And I'm Jessica, the group fitness manager. Missoula is such a great community, and we love living here.
We love all of our great members and want to thank Missoula for voting the Peak Missoula's choice for health club and workout classes.
We strive hard every day to make the Peak an enjoyable experience. For more information on our membership and classes, visit our website at peakmissoula.com. From all of us at Peak Health and Wellness,
thank you, Missoula, for voting us number one.
We got a whole lot of Grizz going on. This is Sports Talk Tonight.
We're back. Sports Talk Tonight. We're back. Sports Talk. We're
Scott,
back.
you hitting puberty?
Goodness gracious. Wow. Again. Third time.
Sports Talk.
Sports Talk Tonight brought to you in part by the Orange Street Food Farm, a locally owned and operated grocery store featuring the freshest fruits and vegetables, fresh meats, and a great beer and wine. Did I mention the beer and the wine, Denny?
Yes, sir.
Selection.
Yes, sir, you did.
Orange Street Food Farm.
Yeah.
Well,
I did not get a winner.
Well,
good tries. I got three choices. I might give you three choices. Next person to call. 721-1290. Let's see. We have you guys talk amongst yourselves.
We'll talk.
Yeah, you guys go ahead.
All right.
God, I see your son's doing awfully good in football.
Well, thank you. He is.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
Butte America?
This is Guernsey. I have an answer for you. I'm on the phone. Sorry, Diddy.
Oh, that was pretty good. We wanted the car wash.
Look at the look on his face.
Pay attention.
I ain't paying attention.
You have a job to do.
Ryan, you should have called in.
Nobody calls with the right answer.
No, just Guernsey being a jerk.
I'm going to have to shut it down.
You know what, Shannon? Thank you for asking. Cameron is playing pretty decent. I was at a game yesterday in Whitehall, and he had a couple of nice grabs, and he blocks a little bit and hustles a little bit, and doesn't throw anything, and doesn't pout, and so that's
lots
that's
of fun
cool.
to watch. You see lots of similarities from what you remember you were at that age, or
it's funny. Cameron's pretty tall and he's really lanky.
So nothing like you.
No, not squat and kind of chubby. Just it's funny getting kids when they're that age to actually get fired up and get really aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
I think I don't know when that switch is going to hit with my kid. It hasn't really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But no, he's doing good, and he's got great coaches. They haven't lost a game over there.
Awesome.
They beat Bozeman, so that's always good. And Dylan a few times, and this is 8th grade, so he's doing good and enjoying it.
Good. And is he headed to Butte High?
He is heading to Butte High unless I can steal him to Sentinel, but I don't think that's going to happen. But that's okay.
Good.
Hey, we have ourselves a winner here.
It is a Sports Talk Tonight friend, Bob Kelly. How are you this evening, Bob?
Doing great. How are you guys?
Oh, terrific. Yeah, it's always wonderful to have Shannon in here. And, of course, going into her 3rd year as the head coach. Many Lady Grizz records on her resume, including most points in a game, as well as 2nd most and 3rd most. As far as 5th most, she does share that record with a couple of other players. Of these 3 Lady Grizz, which player's single game career high is not 36? Is that A, Sonia Rogers, B, Ann Lake, or C, Lauren Cooper? What do you think, Bob?
Hey, Sonia.
I didn't even ask you two. Did you know that, you two?
Yeah.
You did? Okay. Gerns, did you know that?
Yep, I did.
Lauren Cooper had 36 against NAU in 2001. Ann Lake hung 36 on Boise State in 94. Sonia's career high was 30, but she did that against the Bobcats. So she gets 12 bonus points, breaking Shannon Cate's single game record. Sonia Rogers was the answer, assistant coach, Sonia Stoken now. And good job, Bob. We'll get those prize packages mailed out to you, all right?
Have a good evening.
Thank you. Bob Kelly.
Bob.
Good work.
Yeah.
Well, and that's always if you were to ask me my 5 favorite memories of playing football for the Grizz, they'd all center around the Bobcats. I mean, really, and it doesn't matter what sport you're playing. It's heightened the intensity, the importance. It's crazy, but those are the things I remember the most. And
gee, you don't notice that much working with you.
Hey, on
the football pregame and postgame, that never comes out.
No, never.
Never. Well, I imagine a former Lady Grizz player kind of feels that way too.
Those are huge games. It's funny now that you're a coach, you do have that. We got to take one game at a time approach and everything. But I remember the same thing. I mean, it was just a big deal. You're playing against kids you kind of grew up with, and you're head to head, and lots of rivalries that go way back. And I think we ended up maybe only losing once to them in my 4 years. 8 to 10 times we played them, because we played them several times in the tournament. But they had some good teams down there with old Sarah Flock and lots of good players. The Bauer girls, Cass Bauer and stuff. But
and back then too. I mean, when they didn't have the advertising, everybody was. I remember being 2 feet away from whoever's throwing the ball in bounds.
Oh yeah,
and just screaming bloody murder at them. Guys, girl, it didn't matter.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was intense and fun.
Yeah, we had a great time back in the zoo in those days where you'd go in really early and wait for the game to start, and lots of good times.
Yep. What about before conference gets underway? And of course, it gets underway earlier now than it used to. But what about preseason games before conference started? Any particular games you're kind of looking at, thinking, This will be a good challenge for us. This will be a good learning game for my team.
Well, starting with Carroll College, October 30th. I mean, this is a team that they went to Boise last year and won at Boise, and Boise won the Mountain West. So they beat Boise at Boise. They played Idaho tough. She's got everybody back. She was missing her leading scorer last year, who was out, who had a baby, who will be back, Cassidy Hashley from Kalispell. They're a very experienced team. They're really good. We're going to have our hands full. I mean, lots of D1 kids that were recruited and then ended up at Carroll. So right off the bat, that's going to be a good test for us, I truly believe. And then we open up over Gonzaga, and that's going to be a good one for this group. We're going to have a good environment over there. They draw really well. South Dakota, who went undefeated in their conference. We've got some great teams. We're going to UW's tournament, open with them at their tournament, and hopefully a chance to play Boise. We're going to Arizona, to Grand Canyon. We've got UC Irvine here in our tournament, who went to the NCAAs last year. Just a lot of good teams. Wow. So it's going to be full throttle once it starts.
I guess I should have asked it. Is there any team that you're not going to learn?
I don't think so, unfortunately. It's unbelievable nowadays,
And Carroll College, coached by your buddy and former adversary,
Rochelle Sayers. Yeah. We actually talked today, and she's kind of going, so how are you guys doing? I'm like, oh, good. How are you guys doing? Oh, good. How was practice? Yeah, pretty good. How was your practice? Pretty good. And then we're like, are you guys all healthy? Well, pretty much. How about you guys? Yeah, pretty much. That's about the extent of our conversations for the next month.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
You could be buddies again after the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Well, fan interest for Lady Grizz basketball does not fade very much, and of course we've already talked about it. We don't need to discuss anymore. That's one of the first questions. How's Sophia? But I think overall, the team, especially the way the conference season ended at home, I think you generated or regenerated maybe a lot of enthusiasm and excitement. You had to feel pretty good about that. Big win over Montana State, among other things.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, that group just kept fighting and competing, and to have all those kids back for the most part, it's exciting. And we ended up 31st in the country again last year in attendance, which just speaks volumes about the Lady Grizz fans and Montana fans in general. And they're with you through thick and thin, and it's just a great place to be a female athlete. I mean, you walk out there and to have that environment at home. Our school day, which is again Providence.
I was going to make sure you promoted that before you had to go.
I shouldn't promote it because I know we're already oversold. It's completely sold out already and oversold. All the buses are accounted for. It's in fact, I was talking to our marketing gals, and they were just saying, oh, everybody's upset that they didn't get a chance to come, and we got to find a new way to sign up for this the following year so we can, make it open to everybody.
Wish they wouldn't have built that new arena.
Yeah, darn it. She said it's a good problem to have, to be turned away people, but that was just a fun thing for the community, and just tons of kids who had never been to Dahlberg Arena before. Let alone some kids who had never been to U of M. And that's hard to believe, but there are a lot of kids that never get that opportunity.
And it's on a weekday, November 20th, I want to say, to have that right. And it starts even earlier than last year's.
20th, that 2 days before Thanksgiving?
It is, yeah.
On a Tuesday.
We did it before Christmas last year, but we're doing it this year right before Thanksgiving.
Roads are better.
Well,
kids traveling.
And lots of people things are a little bit low key in school right there. The teachers are all watching movies and things like, everybody's got Home Alone on and stuff like that. And we're starting a little bit earlier because we had a lot of buses from out of town, from Kalispell and Helena and those places, and they had a hard time getting back in time. So we bumped the game time up a little bit earlier, and we practice at 6 a.m., so that'll be no big deal for us.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, tipping it off at 11:30 or 11.
I think 11. Game time was, or am I thinking? It might be 11:30. We're playing in another school day game that's at 11 at Arizona.
Take the day off, apparently, Denny.
And the men's team, they have one that tips off at 9 a.m. on a Friday. Of course, they're in the Bahamas, so
there you go.
We don't feel one bit sorry for them, but they're in a tournament. I haven't quite figured out how we're scheduling that one. And speaking of coverage and things like that, for Lady Grizz broadcast, we broadcast both the Grizz and the Lady Grizz, and we kind of have to sort of switch back and forth between KGVO right here and KMPT just to get the best signal and coverage that we can. Well, KMPT now has an FM frequency. It's a very good sounding frequency. So not only at 9:30 a.m. but 99.7 FM. And so we're excited that all Lady Grizz games will be at one place rather than bouncing back and forth. So
that's
happy
great.
about that.
Easy to find.
Yeah.
Much easier to find. 99.7 and AM 930.
Have all the action right here.
Tom Stage will call the play-by-play for you.
Tom. That's right.
Yes.
And
I will be your delightful public address announcer. I guess I got an email saying, "Hey, you're gonna come
You're
over.
back.
You coming over to the scrimmage or something?" I said, "Well, yeah. I guess that means I'm hired."
Does Slater still do color?
He sure does. Yeah. Lucky to have those two. They do a great job for us.
Diehards.
Oh yeah, they're been with the Lady Grizz for a lot of years and lots of good stories and know a lot about the program and it's just the girls just love having them along and excited that they're able to keep going with us.
Right on. Well, hey Shannon, we know you've got to run. Got some volleyball to go to tonight.
All right.
Thank you so much for coming on, and it's always a pleasure.
Thank you too.
Maroon Silver scrimmage a week from tonight. Lady Grizz at 5:30, guys at 7, right?
Good job, Denny.
Yep.
Yes.
That's next Tuesday night.
You're a rock.
And then the following Tuesday, Lady Grizz versus Carroll, and the evasive Rochelle Sayers and Shannon Schwain can start talking again after the game.
That's right.
We're fine. Oh, it's okay. It's
How about you?
It's a nice day.
Shannon Schwain, head coach for the Montana Lady Grizz. Thank you so much.
Thanks, luck, guys.
Thank you.
Take care.
Take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Sports Talk Tonight.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-555-2085. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-555-2085. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-555-2085. 800-555-2085.
The savings continue at CHS Mountain West Cooperative with the October Hot Buy. Those little trick-or-treaters will soon be knocking at your door, so CHS is giving you a great treat to stick in their bag. The Snickers Share now 2 for $3. Keep listening for even bigger savings October 25th through the 31st during CHS Mountain West Cooperative's Spooktacular Savings Event. CHS Mountain West Cooperative in Missoula and Ronan.
Your one-stop ranch and home store, Mountain West Cooperative.
You know those times when you need to run out for something, but you're not sure if the store you're going to has what you're looking for? Avoid all that with the new Orange Street Food Farm app and website. You can browse different categories like fresh fruit, beverages, baby care, and pet care to make your shopping trip quick and efficient. Download the Orange Street Food Farm app to stay up to date on weekly specials and savings. Orange Street Food Farm, your locally owned, community-involved neighborhood grocery store.
Jim, it's been 1 year since we opened the Adair Bridal Center. What's Adair Jewelers doing to celebrate?
Friday and Saturday, October 19th and 20th, we are running a 60-60 event. 60% off, 60% of the store. 2 days only. How about the Last Best Bridal Shop?
All our vendors will be there serving cake, food, and beverages, showing off their products and services for the Adair Bridal Center's first anniversary soiree.
Really, Brandy? Soiree?
Yep. See you there.
Hello, this is Michael from Farside Sign. As some of you know, we recently had an extensive fire at the shop. I would like to thank everyone who's reached out to offer their thoughts and support to us, as well as the Missoula Fire Department. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured. We did lose most of our production equipment, as well as family photos and other memories we've made over the last 19 years. Currently, we are setting up our replacement equipment at our new expanded facility located at 2207 South Avenue West. On behalf of Farside Sign, thank you for everything. We are excited to get back to work.
This flu season, one Walgreens flu shot can make a world of difference, so you can protect yourself and also your close-talking coworkers,
Help, please.
high-fiving neighbors, 2-month-old niece. That's why Walgreens has specially trained pharmacists that have provided over 60 million flu shots since 2010. Stop by for your flu shot today with a $0 copay with most insurance. Because protecting the world starts with protecting yours. Walgreens. Trusted since 1901. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
From the flagship station for University of Montana Grizzly football and basketball, this is Sports Talk Tonight.
We're back. Sports Talk Tonight brought to you in part by Bell McCall Ford. A great selection of new and used cars, trucks, and SUVs. Bell McCall is your locally owned low-cost auto dealer for over 100 years in downtown Hamilton. And by CHS Mountain West Co-op, Western Montana's source for Cenex fuel, feed, fertilizer, clothing, and tack for over 75 years. Denny and I would like to thank Shannon Kate Schwain for stopping in, head coach for the Montana Lady Grizz basketball program. They're practicing underway, and first game is 2 weeks from tonight.
Yeah,
scrimmage a week.
Shannon talked about what a good club Carroll College is. All the players back from a team that beat Boise State last year. We played them last year too. Gave us a good game. We won the game, but yeah, that's a pretty good season opener against a very good NAIA opponent. So 2 weeks from tonight, hard to believe.
Well, Denny, you know we don't want to do it, but we have to go back there. Because we haven't talked about it yet. It's so funny. We do the pre and the post game tailgate shows, so we kind of rehash the Grizz game and talk about it, and then on Tuesday we have to do it again. And I've usually calmed down a little bit and have had time to digest. And
well, at least you won't have to do it again on Saturday because of the bye week.
Correct.
You'll have to do it again on the 27th, but not on the 20th.
Correct. Lots of stuff going on, lots of moving parts. Montana sitting at 4-3, 2-2 in Big Sky Conference.
Correct.
It's funny. Before the game last week, we were talking about how we were basically 2 plays away from being 6-0. The Western Illinois game, the punt return we gave up, and then Jerry Louis McGee's fumble when all you needed was a first down or two to seal that game, and it's over. And Portland State, with the 4 turnovers, although, Keenan Curran trying to do a little extra, had enough for a first down, and we could probably ran out. This game is so fickle, and so you hate to. There's not one play that makes a game, but there's usually a play or two that are really crucial that stand out.
Right.
And that would be turnovers and big plays. And they've just been coming up in spades for Montana. Yet 3 turnovers in the first 5 minutes last week.
And I'm sure, getting back to the Portland State and Western Illinois games, you start to see that stuff in your sleep because you're absolutely right. Even if you had gotten... regardless, if you'd have gotten clobbered by North Dakota like you did, 41-14, if that had made you 6-1, not 4-3,
you're thinking, okay.
You're thinking, all right, we laid an egg. Now let's get back on track. Hey, we're 6-1. But like you say, fickle, and now you're thinking a season is not successful if we don't put at least 8 wins in the ledger, and so now you're. In that regard, your back's kind of against the wall because you got to go 4-0 to do that. Now, is that doable? Yeah, I would say so. Southern Utah and Idaho on the road. UC Davis playing great, but we get them here. The Bobcats, big rivalry, get them here. 4-0 and an 8-3 season is doable, and I think a pretty good first-year start, part 2 for Bobby Howe.
Probably gets you into the playoffs at 8-3.
Yeah,
you would think most years. A couple things. The slow starts have just been killer,
and slow starts because of turnovers.
Yeah, Western Illinois. I think we were down 14-0 or 10-0. Just like that. Sac State down quick.
10-zip.
North Dakota down quick, and there was another game where we started off
just landslides when you do that. And to have 8 turnovers in your last 2 games, and it's not just one guy that you say, well, we can't let that guy play anymore because he keeps putting the ball. It's not that way. You've got, of those 8, I think at least 5 different players have contributed to that, and they're people that you need in there. So I don't know. They got to get it out because now it's becoming a mental thing. Now it's now it's the yips. Now it's that 8-foot putt I can't make. It's like that in my mind. Guys are thinking concentrating so hard on hold on to that ball. That's good, but is it going to affect other parts of your game? And you cannot let it do that.
What was the movie? I can't remember which football one it was, but the guy had a problem fumble the ball, so they made him carry it to class.
Oh.
Every day. Can't remember what that was.
Somebody out there will know that.
Yeah, and now instead of hey, get that extra yard, it's like, hey, get down, and you don't want to play like that. You don't want to, you want to keep doing what you're doing. But
did any of your teams, or any of your teams ever go through a streak like that? Not a streak, but a spell maybe like that, where you just thought, man. We cannot hold on to the dang ball.
Well, I had a quarterback named Dave Dickinson for a couple of years, and he did pretty good. Yeah, I don't ever remember a streak like that. I will tell you this, Denny, and I caught almost 200 passes, and I never had a fumble.
Congratulations.
But I had a lot of fat that cushioned that ball. It was almost like it was sheltered.
I had a folding pouch. They couldn't find it.
Called me Scott Kangaroo Guernsey.
Yeah,
put it in the.
But that's good. I was going to ask about that, but and that does not surprise me with the way you guys ran an offense. That was not typically an issue, but you're right. It's rarely an issue with Bobby Houck teams too. And when you turn the ball over, you basically take a seat and think about it at least for a little bit, no matter how valuable you are. But it just has to. Has to stop.
I'll be interested. Everybody's thinking it. You've got a quarterback who, for a couple games now, has not played very well, and you're going into a bye. And if there ever was a time to make a switch or give somebody else a chance, it would be now, because you would give a kid two full weeks to take over the reins. I'm not saying that's going to happen or that even needs to happen.
No, I'm with you 100% on that.
But I would say Dalton Snead's strong suit is not throwing the ball downfield very accurately.
Right.
Looks like Humphreys might be.
Humphrey,
Snead a little more mobile.
I don't know how much more mobile, but definitely more of the running quarterback. But Cam Humphrey throws a pretty nice deep ball. You would love to have that tool in Dalton Snead's arsenal, and maybe it'll get there. Work on getting a little more air under the ball, but not his strong suit right now.
Food for thought. But and this is another chance too. And I don't know. Hey, maybe Bobby Houck goes, hey, all right, we got 2 weeks. Who wants it?
Yeah.
And you know what? And maybe gives Dalton a chance to sit back and heck, maybe he's watching film and he's got something mechanically that he's doing differently, because in the off season you're working on mechanics, you're working on accuracy and all this stuff, and it's kind of, and you know what, and you lift a lot of weights and you're getting stronger as the season goes on. You aren't able to focus on the mechanics because you're worrying about the other team. You don't get in the way. Things change as the season goes on,
and I'm sure these are other concerns right now with the coaching staff. It appears that our starting quarterback might have taken a couple steps backwards the last 2 games. Did the offensive line do the same thing?
And we talked about that too. They looked really good they got better as the first 5 games went on. Cal Poly, they played against a bunch of freshmen that were on the D line, and we knew that it was going to get tougher for them. They're playing better fronts on the defensive side, and that's going to expose some weaknesses. And we need to be realistic here too. And you start more freshmen than seniors. I mean, that's an interesting little tidbit, but we talked about it too. You can be young and on the skill positions, but when it comes to the D line and the O line, where you're an 18 and 19-year-old kid and you're going against 22 and 23-year-old kids who have had 3 or 4 years to pack on weight and muscle and technique. And I mean, a lot of these kids come from little high schools that all they did was stand up and brute farm strength were able to keep opposing people out of the backfield. Well, now they got kids that have learned technique and have been coached up, and it's a big difference, and it takes some time.
Well, and you know that Bobby Houck teams, that's always going to be a point of emphasis, and this is not a knock on the previous coaching regime, but when Bobby came in and inherited the team that he did, which was not, the cupboard was not empty, but one area that there was definitely a void were the offensive and defensive lines, and you just know that a Houck coach team, that's going to be a point of emphasis. One of the things he brought up in spring was, it's fine to go out and look at drop-down transfers and JUCO kids and stuff like that, but by this time of year,
all the good ones are.
Yeah, if you're looking for the big beefy ones up front, those are usually the ones that are long gone, and so it becomes part of the building process. And if I'm just guessing here, if he'd had any regrets about the team he inherited, that was probably it, is that cupboard was a little empty. 18
receivers, not a lot, no tight ends, a little bit more finesse than a style that Bobby would like to play. So anyways,
so that's why I think, and that will be, it wouldn't surprise me if that was all fixed by next season. That will not go unattended. You know that.
There are some young studs on that offensive line.
There are, like he says, they will be a really good line. They will dominate. But to your point, well, right now they're freshmen and sophomores, and when they go up against really talented juniors and seniors, it's a struggle.
Yes. Hey, going to take another quick break.
Yes, sir.
We'll come back, talk some more Sports Talk Tonight. Gerns and Bedard.
Government control of health care and higher insurance premiums are not Montana values.
Millions of Americans are seeing their premiums go up significantly.
The Democrats and John Tester want even more government control of health care.
These premiums are quickly becoming unaffordable for many Americans.
Democrats in Congress and their socialist allies even want to make private health insurance illegal. Democrats want to put government bureaucrats in charge of your health care.
The Democrats instituted Obamacare. Why? Because they knew it eventually would fall on its own and they'd move to a single-payer system.
Matt Rosendale understands choosing your own health care is a time-tested Montana value. Matt Rosendale knows the key to affordable health care is more choices and growing the economy by defending the proven principles that create prosperity. America's PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America's PAC and not authorized by any other candidate or committee. AmericasPAC527.com.
You see locally owned air quality mechanical pink vans all over town, probably on their way to a furnace job or duct vac cleaning. Something to do with cleaner, more comfortable air in your home or office. Air Quality Mechanical's a heating and cooling company, not a plumber, electrician, or wood stove dealer. That focus has led to a reputation for outstanding customer service. From tune-ups and repairs to a new furnace, just remember the folks who are tough enough to drive pink. Air Quality Mechanical, where we make warm friends.
Do you drive like a boss? Do you have a CDL with tanker? A heart for customer service? Are you a diesel mechanic seeking top pay? Nuvera, an oilfield service company, is holding a job fair in Missoula, October 17th at the Come On Inn from 4 till 7 p.m. Bring your resume. Nuvera is hiring on the spot with generous pay, flexible schedules, good work-life balance, and a $3,000 sign-on bonus. Maybe now the Bakken is right for you. For more information on open positions, log on to Nuvera.com.
Kathleen Williams is too liberal for Montana. In the legislature, Williams voted to make it easier for illegals to get driver's licenses, and Williams voted for sanctuary cities that put illegal immigrants who commit crimes back on the street. So extreme. In Congress, Williams would vote with Nancy Pelosi for liberal gun control, violating our Second Amendment rights. That's why Kathleen Williams is F-rated by the NRA. She won't stand up for our Second Amendment rights. Kathleen Williams is a risk we can't take. Greg Gianforte is fighting to secure the border and ban sanctuary cities. A-rated by the NRA, Gianforte will always protect our Second Amendment rights. Greg Gianforte, endorsed by the NRA. Greg Gianforte is on Montana's side.
I'm Greg Gianforte, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Greg for Montana.
Thanks for going Grizz with us on Sports Talk tonight. Want to join in? 721-1290. Back to Gerns, Riley, and Denny.
Well, Riley is not here, but Gerns and Denny sure are. Sports Talk tonight brought to you in part by Jerry Wessel's Tire Center. Locally owned Les Schwab Tire Center provides the best tire value promise. Visit them online at jerrywesselstirecenter.com. And by The Peak Health and Wellness, with 3 premier facilities in Missoula and a dedicated staff, they can help you achieve and maintain your health and wellness goals. Riley not here, Denny.
Where would he be, Gerns?
He would be down in Chavez Ravine.
Yeah, Dodger Stadium.
Dodger Stadium to watch his beloved Dodgers.
Yeah.
The Milwaukee.
I've got to ask him why such passion for the Dodgers, but
anyway. who knows? Milwaukee taking on the Dodgers tonight at 7:09. Brewers up in the series 2-1. Clayton Kershaw once again having issues in the playoffs. And on the AL side, the Red Sox versus the Astros, up 8-2 in the 9th inning. Red Sox and Astros tied 1-1. So what Red Sox Astros? That sounds like a. I haven't watched any. I'm into football solely right now, Denny, and once again the Mariners aren't going to win anything. So, but Boston and Houston, that's got to be an entertaining series right there. High scoring.
Where are we at on that one? 1 game apiece.
One game apiece. They're in Houston right now, and like I said, Boston up 8-2, going 2 outs in the top of the 9th.
All right.
And Dodgers down 2-1, playing tonight in L.A. The surprising Brewers.
Yeah. Watch how I get this back to Grizzly sports. Bobby Houck, head coach Bobby Houck, picked the Brewers to win it all.
So, really?
Much to Riley's chagrin last Wednesday at the coaches show. What? No coaches show tomorrow night, by the way, because of the bye week. We won't be at the press box tomorrow night, but we'll be back at that a week from tomorrow night.
You know what? The thing about baseball, I hate seeing the same teams in there time in and time again. So having the Dodgers, poke their noses in there is, I think it's good for the sport, good for the fans. We'll take another quick break. We'll have one more segment when we come back. Sports Talk tonight.
Is your busy schedule keeping you from a yearly comprehensive eye exam? Hi, I'm Dr. Willie Thomas at Family Vision. My wife Grace and I have 5 children, and we understand what it means to have a busy lifestyle. At Family Vision, we're working hard to meet your family's needs. I know that we have an appointment time to match any busy schedule. We start appointments at 7 o'clock in the morning and have appointments later in the evening, too. Call us for an appointment today at 549-2541. We're located off Brook Street in Missoula, across from the main post office, and visit us on the web at MissoulaFamilyVisionCare.com. For every member of the family, we're Family Vision.
You have a lot going on. There's work, kids. Sometimes there's work to do after tucking in the kids. And things tend to get put off, like shopping, laundry, lunch. But when you get a 3D digital mammogram and advanced imaging, you could thankfully put off something else as well, a fear of cancer. The procedure takes just 15 minutes, and walk-ins are welcome. Look for us on North Reserve, South Avenue, or in Stevensville. Advanced imaging. Live well.
Grey Wolf Peak Casino leads the pack as Montana's largest casino with more than 300 machines, $1 million jackpots, and bigger, better prizes.
Win 2 tickets to a Grizz football game or $50 in cash with Grizz Game Day. Earn 100 points on your Premier Rewards card and you'll be entered to win. Drawings every Friday through November 9th from 7 to 10 p.m. See SKG Premier Club for details.
Only at Grey Wolf Peak Casino, just 10 minutes north of Missoula, at the top of Evero Hill.
Don't let the hunt begin until you have the right clothing from CHS Mountain West Cooperative. Hunters, they have the Carhartt jackets, hats, gloves, hiking boots, and so much more for your backcountry trip. Pick up your snacks, drinks, propane, and gas. CHS Mountain West Cooperative has what you need for a great hunt so you can keep your eye on the target. Good luck, hunters, from your favorite ranch and home store. CHS Mountain West Cooperative in Missoula and Ronan.
Your one-stop ranch and home store, Mountain West Cooperative.
And now let's wrap up Sports Talk tonight on KGVO 98.3 FM and AM 1290, and in Hamilton on 1240 KLYQ.
We're back. Sports Talk tonight with Gerns and Bedard. We were just talking about Big Sky football off air there, and Mason Petrino is actually a junior, Denny.
Mason Petrino is the quarterback for the University of Idaho Vandals, son of the head coach. I thought he was a freshman.
I kind of thought that too. But maybe there's another Petrino.
Idaho fell to Montana State 24-23 in Bozeman for their homecoming last Saturday, thanks to a missed extra point really close to the end of the game. I think there was maybe less than a minute to play. No, there was a little more than that. But
it was towards the end. We both thought that it snuck in there. Because it gets kicked in it, and it was high. And it went over. By the time it crossed, it was over the top of the goalpost. So you couldn't get a definitive.
Right.
But I mean
and that would not have won the game, but it would have tied the game and possibly sent it to an overtime situation. But didn't work out that way.
Boy, and the Big Sky again. It's too bad that Montana hasn't been able to take advantage of this, because the Big Sky Conference kind of over this past weekend kind of got thrown.
Yeah, it did.
Up into the air. Eastern Washington got beat by Weber State 14-6. Gabe Gabrud did not play. Don't know. I mean, he's got to be injured, I'm assuming. They put up 6 points, which I don't know when the last time they put up 6 points. But you got Davis sitting at 3-0, Eastern and Idaho State both at 3-1, NAU, Montana State, Weber both at 2-1, and us and Portland State sitting at 2-2.
Interesting games to watch, I think, on Saturday, since Montana has the bye. Weber State at Montana State, that ought to be interesting. Can't imagine a lot of points being put on the board for that.
Montana State at Weber State. It's in Utah.
My bad.
Yep.
I thought that was a home game for the Bobcats.
Yep. So that I'm assuming that Weber's probably going to have an easy go of it down there.
Oh, Jennifer and I should go down. I've got the weekend off.
There you go.
My brother lives in Ogden.
Hey!
We could go down and root for the Wildcats.
Hey, Idaho State at a 3-3 Liberty. Liberty, kind of an up and down squad over the past, but a decent outfit. Idaho State might have a little tough go of it over there.
They are in the process, or they have just moved up. They're FBS bound, if not already.
Yep. Northern Arizona goes at 3-3, goes to Northern Colorado 0-7. Southern Utah 1-5, travels to the Kibbie Dome in Moscow, Idaho, takes on the Vandals, who are 2-4. UC Davis interstate goes down to Cal Poly. Davis at 5-1, Cal Poly 2-4, and North Dakota travels to Sac State. North Dakota 4-2, Sacramento State 2-4. You know what's weird is North Dakota not eligible for the Big Sky, but still eligible for the playoffs.
They could get an at-large bid.
4-2. I mean, they could kind of throw a monkey wrench into this whole Big Sky, because I think most people consider North Dakota still in the Big Sky, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I guess you kind of have to. You know, Kent Haslam, the athletic director, and Greg Sundberg with the Grizzly Scholarship Association were talking about that during their segment of the pregame show last week. And in that regard, yeah, it doesn't count in a conference record for you guys. It does against your Big Sky opponents, but not for you guys. But as an at-large team without a conference affiliation, no automatic bid, not a lot of status there, you probably have to be, I would think you'd have to be at least an 8-3 team to be considered as an at-large club.
For sure. Well, they're 4-2. I was just thinking, if we win out and they go 8-3, then they're going in before we will.
Yeah, that could be a concern.
So I don't know. Interesting. Always is.
Yeah.
Always is.
We will be enjoying a Saturday off, although given the extended weather outlook, it's one of those Saturdays where, man, I wish you guys were here.
Boy, it's going to be gorgeous.
It's going to be sunny and mid to upper 60s. Yeah, just one of those. But actually, the extended outlook, I even looked at the 14-day, and I don't think we're anticipating anything too crazy, even as far out as next Saturday, the 27th. That's 2 o'clock kickoff, by the way. It's also the Grizz, make sure I say this right, the Grizz for Kids Toy Drive.
Oh.
You are asked to bring, you can make a cash contribution if you're asked to bring toys, and make sure they're unwrapped. Don't wrap them, but they'll be great big, drop boxes at all the gates and people there to meet you and tables and stuff like that. You can make cash contributions too, but Grizz for Kids Toy Drive. We hope that's a big success.
Great deal for the kids. Grizz Kids, formed by a bunch of former players.
Yep.
And they go around to businesses and get donations to buy tickets for kids that wouldn't have otherwise been able to afford.
You got it.
To get to the games, and just a great job. And And it doesn't surprise me with what this town does for a good cause and some former Grizz.
So don't forget that toy when you come see the UC Davis game on the 27th.
Danny, we'll catch you next week. Have a great weekend. Sports Talk tonight. Gerns and Bedard, we are out of here.
KGVO, Missoula.
AM 1290 and 98.3 FM.
On translator K250 2FP.
Newstalk KGVO.